Hi there, I'm Mark Sebastian, founder of OptionPit.com, and this is the AM Volatility Report. Reminder, this is for educational purposes only. None of this should be considered investment advice. Options have risk. Consult your financial professional. Well, hey, don't forget this Thursday, the best directional trading course you can possibly take. The professional approaches to directional option trading. This is going to build on the directional trading primer. It's going to be a heck of a directional trading event. I think you guys will really like it. If you've taken any of our coursework, this will build on it, and it's going to be a pretty nice trade. I think you guys will be happy. That, or hey, sign up for OptionPit Live, and for less than the cost of the course, you get the course and a month of our chat room for free. So think about that. That's kind of the better deal. I don't know why you wouldn't do that, but hey, some people like spending an extra $50. That's the way it is. Go to optionpit.com/direction. So here we are, and we're up again. Market at an all-time high. We're at 24.93. So after all that, we have now exploded an all-time high. However, one thing I would note, let's take a look at the SPX, and this I think is important. Is that, yeah, we're at an all-time high, but let's pull up a vol chart. We pull 3 months. You can see our last all-time high was here. All right, so let's take a look at this. So here we were, all-time high, 24.90. Where's the all-time high close? Here we go. All-time high close, 24.80. Okay. Look where vol is. It's about, on live vols, I think it's about 7%. Now we're at about 7.5%. So there's an incremental increase in implied volatility. So there's definitely been a change. All right, there's definitely been a change. That said, look at VIX-MO. VIX-MO, which is where September is kind of going to settle to, is now trading 10.5. So there's definitely been, what I would say is, yeah, we're at a new all-time high, an intraday all-time high. All-time high closed yesterday, but vol's higher. So that's something to think about is that, there's definitely an increase relative to the last time we got this high in fear overall. All right. So some things we're watching. Apple, it's got its big announcement today. It's being sold ahead of their iPhone launch. My guess is CNBC will give us decent coverage of that iPhone launch, but Apple's going to be choppy all day. That's going to push around the NASDAQ. We're going to be watching that. We're watching oil. Oil has been, ran up to 10 again and is now off. Gold. All right. Gold off again. Caught a little bit of a bid at the end of the day yesterday, but it's off again, and we think gold has more downside. We also think TLT, the bonds, have more downside. We've been playing with these. We think there's a lot of downside. The easing off of bonds, more so than VIX, actually, is probably a better sign that maybe we are heading toward a calming market. I think bonds are going to head back to like 125, that 50-day moving average. Bonds have been so strong. And if you like bonds, then guess what? Or if you are bearish bonds, then guess what? You're going to like XLF. Notice that XLF, Goldman, Bank of America, financials are driving us higher. And that is why we've got a bid in the market. Now, granted, not a huge bid. We're up 5-6, but I'll tell you, after a 30-handle rally, getting a little bit of a pop, not so bad. NDX is notably in the red. We saw that a couple times last week. Apple's got its big announcement. Apple is such a big piece of the S&P and the NASDAQ that it should push VXN higher and can move around VIX as well. So something to be aware of is that there is definitely that. All right, looking at the VIX itself, it's 10.5. So certainly lower, but not an all-time low. I would note that September finally below 12, but still relatively big. Still really strong, 1185, 1190. October still 13.5. So October, which has about 34, 35 days to expire, is trading at a full 3-point premium. Meanwhile, September, which has a week to expire, is trading at a 1.5-point premium. That is a huge premium. Even the Septembers that are expiring tomorrow look relatively expensive at 11.85. That's 35 basis points. That's nothing to laugh at. So the entire complex is still big. Right? So that's just something to be aware of. Now, one thing I would point out is that look at the way that December and November have spread out. One of the comments I made is that, yes, with special stuff, Steve Mnuchin, Secretary of the Treasury, will be able to extend the government shutdown out several months into February. But we're going to start seeing vol increase around a government shutdown heading into that December 15th deadline. There's no way that we don't see some, I think some bid in volatility, and I think that'll drive December higher. So I think December is still cheap, but that DES-NOV spread is starting to widen. I think November is going to come off, and you're going to see December continue to head along its path. So that is kind of the market as a whole. Feels like we could push a little higher. That's going to depend on the NASDAQ. I think obviously Apple has their announcement. Apple could move things around and could drive things higher or lower. But for now, and that's where we could see a little volatility ahead of the event. But for now, there seems to be some decent pressure on volatility. Obviously, 2,500 is going to be a crazy line in the sand for the market. And there you have it. That's kind of the way things appear to be moving around. And final point, VVIX. This is one we've been watching because VVIX, while all the other indexes were kind of coming off, VVIX was staying extremely firm. This is the first time we've seen it dip below its 50-day moving average. And I know I'm not a big moving average guy with VVIX, but I would point out that, if you're looking at kind of mean reversion, finally seems to be kind of backing off. Volatility seems to be backing off. I'm going to feel a lot better about this VIX tanking if we see the VVIX fall into the 80s. That'll make me a lot more confident about everything I'm seeing. All right, folks, if you have questions, you can email me, marketoptionpit.com, or call me 888-TRADE-01. Have a great morning.